Welcome to the Matrix, guys. There comes a time in a YouTuber's career where they feel the need to do a ranking of some sort. So they might be ranking all the shampoo in the world, or maybe they're ranking all their favorite creatine flavors, or maybe they're ranking their favorite PlayStation games, or or if they're really cool, they might do a ranking of all the Doctor Who regenerations. That's right. Today we're going to be reacting to and ranking all of the Doctor Who regenerations. Now, I've seen a lot of YouTubers rank them mostly based on their visuals, but I feel like that would give an unfair advantage to New Who. So, to keep it fair, we're going to be ranking those regenerations based on the Doctor's final lines and how they wrap their arc up and how they set it up for the next Doctor. Less visuals, more dialogue, lines, stuff like that. So I'm really excited, man. I'm so excited to do this because I've seen the regenerations like a million times and I've done rankings in my head before, but this is my first time doing it on the channel. I'm so excited to do this. I want you to grab a paper and a pencil. I want you to sit down and react to the regenerations and rank them and share those rankings down below in the comments with me. Let's see how close we are in our opinions. Let's see how, if we disagree, let's just discuss. Let's see why you have your rankings different from mine. I'm so excited to do this. I can't wait. All right, are you ready? We're gonna start reacting in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, kicking things off with the first Doctor in Twice Upon a Time. Oh man, the music, the build-up, I love it.
Well then,
Here we go. Yeah. Oh man, you know this. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is so cool. My favorite thing about this regeneration is when he says "Here we go." For most of the other regenerations after, they always say "Here we go again," but because this is the first time, at least in the cycle that we're aware of, he says "Here we go" to kick things off. It's such a beautiful transition. I love it, man. So good. Forced regeneration. Second Doctor. Let's go.
what do you mean that you're going to let me go free?
They're so smug, man. The way they look at each other.
Particular interest in the planet Earth. You will be sent to Earth in the 20th century and will remain there for as long as we deem proper. Your appearance has changed before, it will change again, and that is part of the sentence.
You can't just change what I look like without consulting me!
You'll have an opportunity to choose your appearance. You're wasting time, Doctor.
But it's not my fault, is it? Is this the best you could do? I've never seen such an incredible bunch!
Since you
Makes me wonder,
make
like,
the decision,
how much agency
taken for you.
do the Time Lords and, like, people like the Doctor, how much agency do they have over their regenerations?
It could be very important on the
Like, what they look like and things like that. I'm curious. There it goes. I'm not a big fan of the stuff. Definitely not a big fan of it.
Is this some sort of joke? No, I refuse to be treated it.
I'm curious. I don't remember. Do they show John Pertwee's face after or no? There he goes.
I had to face my fear, Sarah. I had to face my fear. It's more important than just going on living.
Don't die.
Oh, he won't. Don't worry about it.
A tear? Sarah Jane?
Damn, that's emotional.
No, don't cry. While there's life,
There's what? No, you were about to drop the hardest line. No. Oh, I remember this.
It's all right. He is not dead.
I love how in the classic Who, all the regenerations look different.
I'm sorry to have startled you, my dear. The Doctor is alive.
No, you're wrong. He's dead.
All the cells of his body have been devastated by the Metabelus crystals, but you forget. He is a Time Lord. I will give the process a little push.
Okay, it's a little disappointing because he was about to drop the hardest line. This guy came in and he ruined it. It's so cringe now.
well,
Here we go again. Ah. Interesting. This makes the 12th Doctor's regeneration more interesting, actually, because what kicks it off is like him remembering everyone shouting his name. But this one is, but in the 12th Doctor's regeneration, it was all his companions. In this one, it's all of his villains. Ah, here he goes.
Doctor? Doctor?
Oh, it does happen. Interesting. You see, I didn't know this before. Oh man, I just realized it right now. This 12th Doctor's regeneration, the thing that kicks it off, is so similar to the 4th Doctor.
It's the end.
But the moment has been prepared for, right?
But the moment has been...
Yeah. Oh, this is a hard line, man. This is not cool though. This I don't know about this. This would be so freaky. They should have done this in one of the new Who regenerations. Like, have some random person just pop up.
He was the Doctor all the time.
The transition's amazing though. Caves of Androzani. I don't remember this one. But I think he sacrifices himself, or he takes a poison or something for someone. I'm not sure. Is this hard? Are they about to cook? Is this death? Oh, that's so cool.
Too late, Perry. Going soon. It's time to say goodbye.
Don't give up. You can't leave me now.
This is actually really cool. I love this.
Feels different this time. Must survive. Too many of your enemies would delight
I love it. I love the build-up. I love the dialogue here. It's so cool. And all of his... I'm assuming these are his companions. I think that's Adric telling him to keep going. I love it. I love it so much. I love it. I love... Even the visuals looks amazing, actually.
You're expecting someone else?
Okay. That's something. That's the Ronnie, I think.
Leave the girl.
I think for the 6th Doctor's regeneration, Colin Baker wasn't there. This is Sylvester McCoy. And yeah, it's already done. So, there's not much to say for this one. This is the freaky one. The one that that gives me nightmares. This is really cool. I love his last line. I already know what he's about to say. It's so good, man.
Man or woman?
Why would you do this for me?
You have helped us in the past.
You will never be on gratitude.
The war between the Daleks and the Time Lords threatens all reality. You are a part of this, Doctor.
Man,
Like it or not.
the build-up, everything about this, it's so good.
How many more will you let join you? If she could speak, fast or strong, wise or angry, what do you need now?
Oh, chills. Oh, yeah, man. Warrior.
I don't suppose there's any need for a doctor anymore. Charlie, Carey's Lucy, Tamsin, Molly. Friends, companions I've known, I salute you. And Cass,
Chills.
I apologize.
Chills all over.
Physician, heal thyself.
Dude. The warrior is born, the doctor is gone. Doctor no more. So good. So good, bro. What a perfect way to wrap up the 8th Doctor's arc, man.
Is it done?
Well, I mean, you would be able to tell. If you're looking at him, he's supposed to look different. And a DH John Hurt.
Doctor
But for now, for this moment, I am the Doctor again.
So good. The music. And when he's like, which one's mine? It's hardest. I think he improvised that.
Which one is mine?
The music in this scene. Might be one of my favorite ones.
Of course, suppose it makes sense.
Wearing a bit thin.
Wearing a bit thin. I hope the ears are a bit less conspicuous this
No,
time.
no, man. I'm sorry. Oh man, I love the little hint of Eccleston that we see towards the end. It's so good. It's so subtle and God. Wow. The Ninth Doctor. Oh man. This is Wajee's. This is the saddest one I think for Wajir. One of the saddest ones. It's definitely on his list.
Maybe you will, and maybe I will, but not like this.
Oh man. Russell T Davies perfectly explains the whole concept of regeneration in a couple of seconds. It's perfect.
Except
It means I'm gonna change.
it means I'm gonna change. And
Before I go. Oh, man.
before
Beautiful.
I go, I just want to tell you, you were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And you know what?
So was I.
So was I.
Oh man, goodbye, Ninth Doctor. The music, obviously this might be the best, most beautiful scored one. You know? 10th Doctor's Regeneration, the hardest one to watch. This is one of the hardest ones to watch. There's not a lot of dialogue, he's not talking to someone. He's not surrounded by companions, he's all alone. And no one's there to comfort him. He's about to go. But he doesn't want to, of course, so yeah, it's really sad. Bro, 10-year-old me was not okay. Not okay for a while. You know, and I see all the the reactions to this regeneration. It makes me laugh sometimes. It's sad to see them all crying and stuff like that, but I'm just laughing at them like, haha, you know the pain now, you know? Man, here I am, not crying. Totally not crying. Quam singularis nam quantum. Oh man, I can't watch this. This is just too hard to watch, bro.
I don't want to go.
I saw a video where they said that they did like 4 different takes for this, and each take was sadder. I think this might have been the 3rd take. There was one where he was just fully breaking down. If we saw that, I think a lot of children would have been traumatized. We were already traumatized, but like, bro, this is just, man. This is so hard to watch, bro. It's still hard to watch. I can't do it. No, I can't. It's so chaotic, but I love the way he just gets into it immediately. It's like, arms, hands, fingers, lots of fingers, ears, his eyes too, nose, chin, blimey, hair. Oh, girl. So good. And still not ginger. I'm just gonna turn around. I can't. Nope. So, how are you doing? How was your day? Just talk to me about your day. I don't want to watch this. Let's not watch this. Let's not react. My day was fine. I woke up. I had breakfast, and now I'm about to cry, man. I read a fact that this was supposed to be Capaldi walking up those stairs. That they had originally intended for the 11th Doctor to regenerate in the tower, but then they filmed this after.
Okay.
I don't know if this is true or not.
Don't even change
Somebody fact check me in the comments, please. The music in this one.
It all just disappears, doesn't it?
Everything you are gone in a moment, like breath on a mirror.
On a mirror.
Who's coming?
The Doctor.
The Doctor.
You are the Doctor.
Yep.
I can't. I'm so sorry. I can't watch.
Will be.
No. No.
But times change, and so must I. Amelia.
Amelia.
Man.
The must face this face saw. When you think about it,
We are all
we are
different
all
people.
different.
All through our lives.
All through.
It's beautiful because it's like he's talking to the audience.
Good, you gotta keep
It's
moving so long as you remember.
man, Moffat cooked with the regenerations. There were no misses. Oh man,
I will not forget
one line of this. One day.
One day. I swear. I will always remember when the Doctor was me.
God, why would you do this to me? My heart can't take it. And then Amy shows up. Bro, this is abuse. This is emotional abuse, man. Moffat. She was filming Guardians of the Galaxy, I think. I think they were both bald. Because he was filming... I don't know why he was bald, why Matt Smith was bald, but I know Karen Gillan was bald because of Guardians of the Galaxy. When he removes that bow tie... I'm not watching, man. I can't. No. Let me think of food. I love food. It's enjoyable. I love.
No.
This was the most shocking one. You'd expect a burst of energy, but he just, you know. Cue the weirdest dialogue ever. Like kidneys. Like why? This was one of the hardest ones to watch for me because the 12th Doctor is my favorite Doctor. The music, the...
Silly old universe.
This just gets abusive as we get closer to...
The treadmill. Yes, I
can't.
know they'll get it all wrong.
I'm actually getting emotional, man. They might start tearing up. Ah, this is hard to watch. Oh God.
I've got a few things to say to you.
Basic stuff first. Never be cruel.
Never be cruel.
Never be
Never
cowardly.
be cowardly.
And never ever eat pears.
Never ever eat pears.
Oh man. Hate is always foolish.
Hate is always foolish.
It's always wise.
Love is always wise.
It's like every lesson he learned during his tenure, all of it, just letting it all out, and it's just so beautiful. And it's
To be nice.
it's hard to watch, man.
Fail to be kind. Oh, and
You mustn't tell anyone your
tell
name.
anyone your name. The stars
I hate this, man.
Children can hear your name.
It's not as destructive as the 10th Doctor, but it just, to me, it felt at the time that, like, if Doctor Who were to have an ending, or of something of that sort, like, this could have been, like, the final one. You know, the way he just wrapped the whole show up, it felt like he was Moffat at the time.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. Alright, this is visually the most beautiful regeneration, personally, for me. I love it. The way it looks, just where it's shot, the most beautiful regeneration by a mile. Blossomiest blossom.
Yes, Blossom. Tag.
You're it.
You're it.
This regeneration is beautiful, man. Beautiful. I knew it was Tenet the moment his clothes started changing. Bro. Alright, we have to include the bi-generation, of course, because that's the latest one. I want to see how that wraps up the 14th Doctor's arc. You guys can find my reaction to that on the channel. I was just not making sense of anything at the time. Oh my god, man. I thought it was gonna be another I don't want to go. I was like ready to cry, man. I was so sad watching this, man. You see my reaction? I was about to cry. I was like on the like, goodbye, Doctor. This was confusing as hell. Oh man. Everyone was saying what? What? I'm still shocked. I think I'm really, really me.
I think I'm really, really me.
Oh, I'm completely me.
Really me.
In a separate video, Russell T Davies said that every Doctor in this moment bi-generated. So I wonder if this nullifies all the previous ones and what that does for the show going forward. But man, this was so unique. What the hell is going on here? Oh, man, that's enough emotional abuse. Man, some of these were way better than I remember. Like, the Fifth Doctor's regeneration, I've seen it before, but this is the first time I actually acknowledge how hard it is. Is this death? Like, dude, that's so good. Man. And the Fourth Doctor as well. I forgot how, like, the 12th Doctor's, the thing that kickstarts his regeneration was like him remembering his companions and Missy shouting his name, and the Fourth Doctor's was the same. I didn't notice that for some reason until now, which is so cool. Man, some of these regenerations, like the Fifth Doctor, is gonna be high on my list. I'm just gonna tell you right now, but I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna make my list. You too, as well. You have your paper, you have your pencil. Rank them from your least favorite to your favorite. We'll share and compare. We'll do all that stuff. I'll be back in a couple seconds.
Many unbearable hours later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after years of research and thought and analyzing and discussing with my peers and colleagues, I come to you with my list, my ranking of all the Doctor Who regenerations from my least favorite to my favorite. I can't wait to see your list in the comments down below. Please start writing that right now as I tell you. Let's get started with my least favorite regeneration, but also just a regeneration that's unique on its own. If that's your favorite, I'm not bashing on it or something like that. Mine is the Sixth Doctor to the Seventh Doctor. That regeneration to me is my least favorite, and the reason is because there's no Colin Baker. There's no speech, there's nothing. It's just the Doctor's regenerated and that's it. You know, there's no build up, there's no lead up, and you know, it's kind of it's sad to see that, like, you know, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but Colin Baker refused to show up for the regeneration scene. I think they asked for him to come back for it. I don't know why. Like, he said no. I'm sure it was for good reason, but he just wasn't there, and so it kind of puts it at last for me. Yeah. No, it's not really my favorite. And coming in second last is the Seventh Doctor to the Eighth Doctor. I'm not a big fan of the face morph thing, the and stuff like that. It's kind of freaky, and the added factor of there being no speech as well. There's no speech, so there's no build up to it. There was no wrapping up of anyone's arc. The Seventh Doctor, I feel he just shows up, I think, in that movie, and he gets shot, regenerates. That's it. You know, which I don't know. It just, to me personally, is not really high up my list. Now, the next one is the Third Doctor to the Fourth Doctor, and the reason why I don't have it so high up my list, even though they were cooking in the beginning with that speech, is one, it was cut off, and then also that weirdo showing up was like, he's regenerating. There's no time like the present. Not for me, nah. But yeah. So I don't have that really high up on my list. That's 13th for me, if we're counting it that way. Now, the next one that I have on my list is the Second Doctor to the Third Doctor. I feel like the speech was nice. I love the tantrum that he had and everything like that. But the face morph, again, just has it lower on my list. I don't know. I don't like the Doctor making weird faces when they're regenerating. Not a big fan of it. So I have it there. Next, I have the Fourth Doctor to the Fifth Doctor. I love that I just noticed this. The similarity that the 12th Doctor's regeneration had, him being kind of remembering his companions, them pushing him to regenerate, like, Doctor, you can do it, stuff like that, you know? All of that was so interesting to see. And then also coupled by the fact that he was surrounded by his companion, and his last line as well, the moment has been prepared for. Love that speech, bro. What a lovely speech. Now we're going into the top 10. At the 10th place, I have the First Doctor to the Second Doctor. I love Moffat's addition to the regeneration. To me, it really felt like it was less an end to that Doctor's arc, but more so it was the beginning of the Doctor. This is where it started for him, and I love how that compares with the 12th Doctor, who I'll get into, where it feels like the end of the Doctor. It just feels like the last kind of thing, you know? It was beautiful. And in ninth place, I have the 13th Doctor to the 14th Doctor. I think, without a doubt, on this list, this is the most beautiful looking regeneration that we've ever seen. It just, God, the way it was shot, even the music was really good. You know, it was nice to see the Doctor regenerating outside of the TARDIS after wrecking it so many times before. Jodie's line, I don't think they could have written a better line than that. It's so Jodie to say, tag, you're it. It's perfect, man. I love it. In eighth place, I have the War Doctor to the 9th Doctor. It was just so sweet, you know. Although we didn't spend that much time with the War Doctor, it genuinely felt like it was his time to go. Like, if he was going to regenerate, it was going to be at that moment. And I love the hint of Eccleston that we see in the regeneration as it ends, before it cuts off. It's so beautiful, man. I love it. 7th place, I have the 9th Doctor to the 10th Doctor. Man, I love the speech. Wajee loves the speech. When we were in the 10th grade, and I just rewatched the show for the first time in years, and Wajee was watching the show as well. I remember, like, pretty much every day since after he saw that regeneration, he just kept repeating the speech. And so it's like, I have it memorized because of him. He just, before I go, I want to say, he's like, you know, he would be like this. This is how he'd be. I'm gonna reenact it. Wajee's gonna laugh if he watches this. He's like, Muhammad, like, this was home time. We're about to go home. He's like, Muhammad, before I go, I just want to say you were fantastic. And you know what? So was I. You know, he'd just do that every time. It was annoying, but, you know, in retrospect now, especially after I'd rewatched series 1, it was so emotional, so perfect. I loved it, man. So good. In 6th place, I have, surprisingly, 5th Doctor to the 6th Doctor, man. I was not expecting them to cook like that, man. Is this death? Like, God, it's so cool, man. I love that the Doctor doesn't know that they're regenerating. Like, it just feels different, and there's something about that that just makes it so interesting. Man, speaking of different, 5th place, I have the bi-generation that we saw just recently. I was so emotional leading up to the 14th Doctor's regeneration. There was something about it that's special first to me and Wajee, because it was like, this was a Tennant regeneration that we were reacting to as our first reaction. And like, that's just so cool on its own. But then also, just, it was so unexpected. I just didn't know what was going on, you know? I was so confused. If you guys see my reaction for the rest of the video, I'm just like, I don't know what's happening, man. I'm so confused. You know, I was a mess, man. Russell T Davies I really didn't know. And I learned recently that it was leaked well before the episode aired. I had no idea, though. Genuinely, I was not expecting that. So it's high on my list now, even though I was confused by it in the beginning. And I was also confused by what Russell T Davies said about how now that this bi-generation happened, all of the previous Doctors bi-generated as well. I don't know what that does with the previous regenerations. Did they happen? Did they happen differently? I don't know. You know, so I'm interested to see if that's going to be this is going to be the future of Doctor Who from now on. No more regenerations, and maybe the next time we'll do a bi-generation ranking or something like that. Who knows? But it was unique. It challenged the audience. It was just unexpected, and it was different, and that's why I have it in my top 5. 4th place, I have the 10th Doctor to the 11th Doctor. I know a lot of you are going to have this at the top of your list. And for good reason, of course. This is the heartbreaker. This is the hardest to watch. It's the saddest one. You know, I used to have this as the saddest one on the list, but I'm not gonna lie. You know, seeing Tennant, you know, in Day of the Doctor, and then as the 14th Doctor, and now he's bi-generated, so he's still around. It kind of lessens that. It cushions it a little bit. It doesn't make it worse. It doesn't make it bad in any way, but it's still sad. It's still hard to watch. But definitely, it used to be really, really high up on my list, and now I put it at 4th. Because of that, and yeah, it's a really good regeneration. I love it. It's sad. You don't want him to go. God, so good. We have arrived to our top 3. God, this is so exciting. 3rd place, I have the 8th Doctor to the War Doctor. This is just chills from beginning to end. Like, the build up to it, the final line, position, heal thyself. Like, dude, who let Moffat cook like that? I'm sorry, I'm geeking out. It's so good, though. God, this regeneration is perfect. It just wraps up the 8th Doctor's arc perfectly. It just builds up so perfectly. The reason why he has to regenerate, it isn't because he got shot down. It isn't because like he fell off from the sky or because of radiation, but he does it voluntarily because there's a war and he has no choice. And it's just so good, man. God, this would have been higher, but in second place I have the 12th Doctor to the 13th Doctor. For me, the 12th Doctor is my favorite. And I try not to watch this regeneration often because it makes me cry. It's just the perfect speech, you know. And it just doesn't just wrap up the 12th Doctor's arc. I feel like it wraps up the Doctor as a whole. So if like Doctor Who were to end at a certain point, like it just felt like the 12th Doctor's regeneration would have been the best way to end the show, you know. And I felt like Moffat was going for that. I don't know, but it just balances the first Doctor as well, where his regeneration feels like it's the beginning of the Doctor, but with the 12th Doctor, it really feels like it's the end of the show, or like just kind of the end of an era, you know, and the beginning of a completely different thing. And I felt like that transition, that the dialogue, just everything about it was perfect. I loved it. And he just set the 13th Doctor up perfectly, man. I love it, man. So good. And in first place, to me personally, the 11th Doctor to the 12th Doctor, that regeneration is the perfect regeneration. I don't think it will ever be topped. You know, it wraps up the 11th Doctor's arc so perfectly, right? And I just love the way that it's shot as well, because it looks like he's talking to us when he's like it all just goes away, doesn't it? Like everything like the way he talks, and like I will always remember when the Doctor is me, he looks at the camera, it looks like he's engaging with us, and so it feels like I just connect to it more, you know. And it's also unexpected in the sense of like you would expect like a big burst of energy when he's regenerating, but it's just an instant, you know, so you're not even left to cry for a couple of seconds, you know. I've seen reactors reacting, you know, and a lot of them are like, and then they're just like, it just happens, and like they're just like, that was so fast, why was that so fast, you know? And it's so emotional for them, and I love that because it's like, it's unexpected, you know. Everything about it, it's the way it's shot, the way the speech, the dialogue, it just sets up the 12th Doctor perfectly, because it's a speech about change, and it just sets everyone up, especially for people that were used to a younger Doctor, for an old one as well. It's like, you know, it's like change and everything, and you gotta welcome it and all of that. So good, man. So yeah, that wraps up my rankings for all the Doctor Who regenerations. I'm curious to see in the future how that might change, you know, with bi-generations now. Are they a thing? Are they not? Let's see. I'm curious. What are your guys' rankings? I'm curious to know that. Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys agree with my list, disagree with certain placements, tell me why you disagree. I love engaging with you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It would mean the absolute world to me. Please consider subscribing. It would mean the absolute world to me as well. And hit that notification bell to get notified for whenever we make an upload like this, any Doctor Who video reaction thing. I love talking about this show. It's one of my favorite shows ever. And yeah, we're on different social media platforms. If you guys want to engage with us there, they're in the description. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time, right here in the Matrix.